Welcome to the Straightforward Connection with Tommy. This video is on your TNA spoilers and your results from this week's show, and also some wrestling news going around the world. And by the way, I'm going to try something new. We got some software that we're going to try and use to see if I can get some better quality videos for y'all's enjoyment. And here we go with the news. Ahmed Johnson joined Inside the Ropes on Thursday to talk about his career, and he also addressed recent claims of racism in the WWF. Highlights from the interview are as follows. To clarify his recent racism allegations against the WWF, to become the black champion in history there, WWF, it was so neat, but there was also a dull side to it. I lived in this fantasy land where I thought there was no more racism in the world. Then I go out to my car and someone had scratched "Congratulations, nigger" on my car. I didn't know who did it. Nobody would fess up to it. I never found out who did it, but I thought about it for quite a while. And then I asked Vince a question. I asked him, why did it take them until 1996 to decide that they'd have a black champion? Because there were so many great black wrestlers before me, like JYD and other people. Why didn't he give them the opportunity to be a champion and wear the belt? He got very upset about me asking that question, so that ended up being the end of me in the WWF after that. I didn't want anything to do with him. The word I got from the booker, Vince Russo, he told me after this was over and all the smoke had cleared, that they would have had meetings about this, and Vince and other people said that the American audience wasn't ready for a black champion, which was bullshit. Every time we went to Germany, Kuwait, India, I was the #1 draw over there when we went. Thoughts of former WWE booker, Pat Patterson, not so cool. He liked guys, I don't have a problem with that. That's cool. But you start pushing guys based on who has the sexiest ass to you, I have a problem with that. I'm telling you this as a respect point. I'm going to be honest. He was gay. There's no secret about it. He did some things that are unmentionable. He made certain wrestlers do certain things to get pushed in certain positions. That was his thing. He was a bully, a gay bully, the casting couch type thing, but with males, not females. To hear the rest of the interview, where he talks about getting his start in wrestling, thoughts of the Nation gimmick, his heel turn, working with Goldust, The Rock, and many others, head over to facebook.com/The Inside Network. Former WWE developmental wrestler D.T. Porter, a.k.a. Brian McGee, has denied bail by a Florida judge on Wednesday and will remain in jail for now. He's been charged with first-degree murder after allegedly stabbing his former girlfriend, Bianca McGahee, to death on Wednesday night in Tampa, Florida. According to the Associated Press, Judge Walter Hendrick detailed the case against McGee, noting there appears to be a very strong case against McGee. There are several witnesses who have come forward, including 3 who identified McGee as the perpetrator, and another who says McGee admitted to the killing. On Friday, July 12, 2013, Crimson had an MRI, and it has come as no surprise that the results are a complete tear of his meniscus in the right knee, and surgery is needed. He is going on into this situation 100% positive, and stated that he will use this time to take care of his knee issue and will do what is necessary to be in the best physical and mental shape possible when he returns, so there are no setbacks moving forward. And a date for his surgery is to be determined, but expected recovery time is real quick, as he said. Christian would like to thank everyone at TNA Wrestling for his time with the organization, as they just recently released him as well. And Crimson would also like to thank his fans and the Crimson Army for all the support they have given him during his time with TNA. And since his departure, Crimson has many projects coming his way, and he will be exploring other options. If you would like to make booking inquiries with Crimson, please email Teresa Statch with the M3 agency at Teresa at the M3agency.com. For updates and direct contact with Crimson, continue to follow him on Twitter at Crimson and on Facebook at facebook.com/official Crimson Army. There was a fan who attacked Randy Orton in the ring on Tuesday's live event from Cape Town, South Africa. 20-year-old pro wrestler Tshepo Sakabi, known in the ring as Josie, the wrestling machine. I think that's a gimmick infringement. Samoan submission machine. It's an interview with South African news website enca.com. Sakabi claims that he quit his job in order to attend the event. Then he attacked. The attack was premeditated, and he ended up with a black eye for his efforts, with a swollen face as a result of Randy Orton kicking him in the face as he was being pulled away from the ring by security. There will also be a video with this as well, but I'm going to give you some news before I give you that link. As for why he decided to jump the security gate, hit the ring, and blow Randy Orton, he told Inca, "I just don't like Randy Orton, and this was an opportunity for me to get up there, so I did what I did, and I made a name for myself." Contrary to previous reports, Sakabi was not formally arrested, but has given a 5-year ban from the casino resort where the WWE event was being held. WWE was contacted about whether Randy Orton would apologize for kicking a fan in the face. They issued a statement by saying, "Randy Orton was the victim in this incident and suffered an injured groin." The same fan apparently is on Facebook. I did briefly see a comment that he had made from that. And I believe it's something with his name on there. And then one day after being attacked by a fan in the same city, Randy Orton worked the next night's event in South Africa and defeated Wade Barrett in another disqualification match. Security was said to be a lot more strict than the night before. Regarding Orton's attacker, he appears in this video right here. WWE rep says Orton is considering pressing charges, but no decision has been made. F4W Online reports that many people within WWE are skeptical about the attack was pre-planned by WWE. Danny Davis from Ohio Valley Wrestling was informed that he's not going to be used on TNA TV anymore, and this would be the signal for the end of Gut Check. As noted before, Bruce Pritchard was released from his job duties as head of talent relations and another judge, so there are 2 judges gone from that decision, and they wouldn't eliminate an existing judge if they were going to keep it going. And that source came from Wrestling Observer newsletter. Ricardo Rodriguez is currently scheduled to return from his WWE suspension on the August 12th episode of Raw. And don't forget that Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, is also having a Raw in Tennessee at one of the locations that he's going to be located at. There was heat on Cassius Ohno in WWE Developmental because trainers are reportedly frustrated by his lack of commitment to the strength and conditioning program. When Ohno was removed from NXT tapings and live events, he was told that he needed to concentrate all on his efforts on his physique. Ohno is scheduled back on shows again at this point. WWE officials want Ohno to change his physique before bringing him to the main roster. Word from WWE is that there have already been changes made to the WrestleMania 30 plans that were revealed over the past few weeks. World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio suffered a broken rib in his match with Sheamus on Monday night as he's working through the injury. There's speculation that the Ultimate Warrior may be inducted to the 2014 WWE Hall of Fame class, and now that he's buried the hatchet with WWE and Vince McMahon, as noted, WWE released Alberto Del Rio's brother, Memo Montenegro, from his developmental contract last week. Reports are that he wasn't that good in the ring. WWE will soon be selling the Wyatt family sheep mask at current events. If I'm not mistaken, they're already selling them on the European tour. WWE developmental star James Bronson is currently out of action after undergoing back surgery under Dr. James Maroon. Bronson, who is already 38 years old, is the son of Neil Friedman, who was Mattel president from 2005 until 2011, and most recently was the president of Toys R Us. WWE's John Sabur was in San Jose, California this past week regarding the area bidding to host WrestleMania 31. Sabur will be back in Dallas to meet with Cowboy Stadium officials soon. Speaking of WWE and Cowboy Stadium, WWE officials are upset that the photo from Cowboy Stadium welcoming Sabur a few weeks ago was posted on the internet. While he didn't return to Monday's Raw, Big Show appeared at the Special Olympics North America conference on Tuesday. He spoke about WWE's partnership with the Special Olympics and the dark match before WWE's taping in Laredo saw Tensai and Brodus Clay defeat Darren Young and Titus O'Neil last week, and there was no dark match main event. And that was the news that I came up with after the fact that I went back and looked for the results, and I did post them for you here. And there was a big fight in the crowd at the tapings on the non-camera side. Several people were involved, and it caused a lot of chatter upon the social media as the fight had happened. It was two parents fighting over their kids, bumping each other on their way to the, on their intermission breaks and going to the concession stands and or merchandise stand tables. Kofi Kingston was holding up the Intercontinental title on the new Night of Champions pay-per-view poster. And I will be posting that picture as well right here. Check it out yourself at indemand.com/product/view/398101. Or you can just look at the picture right there again. Night of Champions event takes place on September 15th in Detroit, Michigan at Joe Louis Arena. Former WWE wrestler Rico, a.k.a. Marico Constantino, made the news this week when he was reinstated as a taxi enforcement officer in Carson City, Nevada. Constantino was fired in April for wrestling a match while on light duty for a non-work related injury. And you can read the full story at this link I will post right here. And it's reviewjournal.com. You can look for it on that website as well. TNA star Devon celebrated his 41st birthday, as he is currently in the Aces and Eights faction in TNA, where he apparently would not make a good opponent for Rampage Jackson. Another perk of membership that you won't, you will get that joke. WWE star Yoshitatsu celebrates his 36th birthday, his real name Naofumi Yamamoto. Turned 36 years old. Wow, really? Yoshi has been off TV for quite some time, but remains under contract with WWE. According to Wikipedia, he holds a degree in political science from Kokushikan University. Former WCW wrestler Bunkhouse Buck, a.k.a. James Jimmy Golden, turned 63 years old. Buck made a brief appearance on WWE in 2010 when he portrayed Jack Swagger's father, getting destroyed by Kane and MVP. And there were no pro wrestling shows scheduled for ESPN Classic. Impact Wrestling taping for September 26th, 2013 will be held at the Verizon Arena in Little Rock, Arkansas. Tickets go on sale August the 9th. ECW original New Jack recently passed out at a club in Atlantic City while drinking. His blood pressure was sky high and he woke up in a local emergency room. New Jack said he has stopped taking his medicine, which was a bad idea. He won't repeat. Regarding the Crossface movie about Chris Benoit, the plan is to begin filming in 2014. Producers of the movie are talking with actors about roles, but casting won't get serious for quite a few months. It was just announced on Bellator MMA event on Spike TV that MMA fighter and TNA star Quentin Rampage Jackson will not be fighting Roy Jones Jr. in a boxing match on pay-per-view at the end of the year, as rumored earlier this week. Instead, he will be fighting former friend and training partner and the newest surprise addition to the Bellator MMA roster, Tito Ortiz, who previously retired from MMA and has signed a deal to fight for Bellator. With Ortiz signing with Bellator, this is already a lot of speculation that he signed a deal with Spike TV as well. Bellator and TNA, similar to that with Rampage, and that he's the man behind the ongoing August 1 warning campaign. Memphis-based wrestling promoter and television personality Corey Macklin died in an automobile accident Tuesday night. According to WREG.com and WTVA.com, a spokesperson for Mississippi Highway Patrol said Macklin was traveling on Interstate 55 near Sardis, Mississippi when the accident occurred. According to an eyewitness, Macklin's car turned left and veered into the median at approximately 10:30, and he was driving north. It rolled over several times and it crossed the Southland lane. Macklin promoted Memphis Championship Wrestling in 2000 with the local wrestlers as well as legends associated with wrestling in the city. A TV show for the promotion regularly aired on weekends. Macklin is also notable for promoting PMG Clash of Legends 2007, which featured Big Show in his lone independent match after becoming a national wrestler against Hulk Hogan. Jerry the King Lawler was originally scheduled to wrestle Hogan, but WWE vetoed Lawler appearing at the event, and that resulted in Macklin filing a lawsuit against WWE for punitive damages. Macklin, who was 42 years old, is survived by his wife and 6 kids. Triple H wasn't the only WWE superstar to celebrate her birthday on last Saturday, July 27th, as Dolph Ziggler turned 33 years old after Ziggler lost a street fight to Roberto Del Rio at the event in Macon. Dolph laid him out and began to celebrate. AJ Lee came out with a birthday cake and started to sing happy birthday, only to get the cake in the face. She tried to kiss Dolph, but again got the cake in the face. Dolph then had Lillian Garcia and the fans sing happy birthday to end the show. Possible spoiler advertisement. Champion versus champion match with John Cena and Alberto Del Rio is being advertised for August 26th. WWE Raw in Phoenix, Arizona. The wrestler who Justin Gabriel defeated in the dark match before Wednesday's WWE tapings in Corpus Christi was Robbie Gilmore, a student of Booker T School. Booker had several of his students present at this week's WWE tapings in Texas. It's worth noting that RVD is being advertised for the October 6th WWE Battleground pay-per-view from Buffalo, New York. It's looking more and more like RVD will be sticking around, at least throughout the end of the year. This is the former Over the Limit pay-per-view. Other names advertised include John Cena, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Dolph Ziggler, and The Shield. And the synopsis for the History of WWE DVD and Blu-ray set, which hit stores on November the 19th. The History of WWE celebrates 50 years of sports entertainment by chronicling the evolution of WWE from small regional promotions into a worldwide phenomenon, with new interviews from several key personalities, past and present. You get the inside story behind each era of WWE, as well as all of your favorite moments and superstars. LA Times reports that Jake the Snake Roberts is involved with a new low-budget sci-fi movie called Heavy Water. The movie is trying to raise money through a Kickstarter campaign, as Roberts plays Jed, the leader of a band of misfits who gathers around a mysterious psychiatric facility. The movie has already completed shooting and is being edited, but they need $25,000 more to complete the movie. Former TNA referee Rudy Charles is now using the name Dan Engler as a referee in WWE NXT. There are people within WWE questioning why NXT's women's champion Paige is being kept in Florida because of an unwritten WWE rule about not wanting anyone under 21 on the road with the crew. When Total Diva JoJo Opperman has been brought up on the road, she's only 19 years old. Regarding JoJo's relationship with Justin Gabriel on Total Divas, apparently the storyline is that Gabriel will take advantage of their naivety. Hope I pronounced that right. This could mean a heel turn for Justin Gabriel. Former TNA Knockout Madison Rayne has posted a new blog at mamarain.wordpress.com discussing her departure from the company. She wrote, "Let me first reiterate, I was not released from my contract on bad terms with any ill feelings or with the slightest bit of regret for giving everything I had to Impact Wrestling for 4.5 years," she began. "I've had what seems like an endless number of tweets lately telling me that I need to go wrestle elsewhere, and people cannot believe I got fired because I was pregnant." Rain continued, "Y'all, as much as I appreciate the support and the fact that people were affected enough by my release to generate some sort of emotion, please do not stress over it. I'm surely not. As a cliche as it may sound, if I am meant to be back in a wrestling ring on TV, God will put me back there. And I have this overwhelming feeling that He will. But for right now, I'm so excited and looking forward to being a mommy and bringing the next generation of Queen Bee into the world." 3MB member Drew McIntyre tweeted the following about why he's not wrestling on WWE's ongoing international tour. "Sorry, all, I am not on tour. At WWE and I are in final stages of my green card process," meaning that his visa is not active, has expired. "Thanks for asking me to stay. You like me. You really like me." This month's Where Are They Now, featured at WWE.com, spotlights former superstar Dennis Knight, best known as Median, and the article states, since leaving WWE in 2000, Knight has become a wizard in the kitchen, operating his own catering company and planning to throw his name in the hat for an upcoming season of the hit reality series Food Network star. John Laurinaitis turns 48 years old, as well as Kid Cash turns 44. WWE Studios and Anchor Bay Films will release No One Lives on DVD and Blu-ray on August the 20th. The DVD Blu-ray combo pack will also feature the movie with audio commentary for a suggested retail price of $30.99 for the combo pack and $26.98 for the DVD. No One Lives features Brodus Clay in a very small role. Matt Hardy and Reby Sky have announced that they will be getting married on October 3rd of this year. They have launched a website at skyhardwedding.com. The couple met in January of 2011, and Hardy proposed to her in bed at their North Carolina home in March earlier this year. Former WWE star MVP was backstage at last week's Thursday SmackDown tapings in Houston, Texas. As you can see, he's still wearing an eye patch. He noted on Twitter that he has suffered a poke to the eye while doing jiu-jitsu training, and MVP mentioned that he he shouldn't jump to conclusions just because he was backstage visiting friends. Big Show has been removed from WWE's current overseas tour due to concerns over his injury. As noted earlier, there's been plans in place for a show to team with Mark Henry against the Shield, mostly in a handicap match at SummerSlam. And there's a photo. We'll post a photo here of Booker T's twin son and daughter with his wife, Charmel, and Booker T. Day festivities in Houston on Thursday. Booker, Charmel, and son. Apparently Booker wasn't in the picture, and neither was, Charmel was in the picture. WWE Hall of Famer Howard Finkel will be doing live commentary and live chat for Total Divas every Sunday night on WWE.com from 9:45 until 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. While Big Show has been off of the road with an injury, he has been doing some ambassador work for WWE. And he was at Special Olympics North America Conference in Charlotte, North Carolina on Thursday. TNA Impact Wrestling star and Bellator MMA fighter Muhammad Kingmo Lawal was recently interviewed by MMAweekly.com to hype his fight against Jacob Noe later tonight. Here are some highlights on what King Mo said about his ongoing pro wrestling training when discussing whether or not pro wrestling is taking away from his MMA training. Mo said, "I train year round. After the match in Ohio Valley Wrestling, I was right back in the gym on Monday. I don't do training camps. I just train year round." Further elaborating on the surprising difficulty of pro wrestling training, Mo continued, "I was surprised with how hard it's been. I didn't think the bumps hitting the ropes would be all that hard on you. I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't know it was going to do a match and then be sore for 4 or 5 days later. I can fight and be sore only like 2 or 3 days." Mo then talks about balancing his MMA and pro wrestling training as well as his MMA return on Spike TV, as he did on this past Thursday night. At MMAweekly.com, TNA President Dixie Carter has answered some questions at hashtag Ask Dixie. And well, if you keep on asking her, she may answer them on the TNA's website. One fan asked about another TNA video game, if the company would ever sign Bill Goldberg. Here's her response: "I hope so. Our first game sold 1 million copies worldwide. We're hopeful we'll find the right partner for yet another video game soon. And regarding Bill, he's a great talent. We would love to do some work with him one day." The official YouTube account of TNA Wrestling posted a video Friday featuring mysterious individual delivering a warning, official titled August 1 Warning, for NXT Thursday's Impact Wrestling in Wichita Falls, Texas, where he cryptically revealed that he has a problem which needs to be solved. The individual in question could be Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, who competed in Gut Check match in April. He won the bout, but was not signed to a contract. A few hours after the video was posted, the acclaimed independent wrestler hinted through Twitter at something occurring on August the 1st. And Adam Pearce posted a parody hashtag August 1 Warning video, playing off the rumors that he's the mystery man who will debut on the episode of Impact Wrestling. Using footage found in TNA's hashtag August 1 Warning video, the camera pans to Pearce sitting on the toilet and then to an attractive woman laying on a bed. Pearce then looks into the camera and says, "Sorry to disappoint you guys. I know it's August 1st, but as you can see, I've got far more important things to handle." A minor warning: the video contains sexually suggestive material and some profanity on Pearce's t-shirt. And I'll show the video right here. as TNA has uploaded the cryptic video to their YouTube page with the following caption and video that I will post right there. And along with the next one, and another one. I think I only got two of them. I think I got the first one and the fourth one. The video states that at 3:07 a.m. this morning, a fourth videotape was left at the door of TNA executive from a party claiming to be August 1 warning. It's unknown why the mystery man is using outdated videotape technology that was phased out over a decade ago, but that's a topic you can debate in the comment section. There's also another warning that TNA does not endorse the content contained in the video. As another one, video description reads, the offices received a fourth video, and I'll post a link right here. Hall of Famer Sting recently spoke to Muscle and Fitness about new DVD with Brian Bosworth called Revelation Road. And here's some of the highlights of what he said about it. Becoming born again in 1998. In August of 1998, my life was turned upside down. I gave my life to Jesus Christ, who became my Lord and Savior. Right at the peak of my career, when I had all the money and power and fame you could ever want. It's just like in this movie, God kept trying to reach me to open my eyes, and I was like, don't talk to me about Jesus, my life is fine. But in August of 1998, I had a moment of truth with a confession I made to my wife. There was drugs, alcohol, adultery, the whole package, and I wound up coming clean and confessing it all. At age of 54, how long he continues to wrestle, I've learned not to give a time. I can't go on wrestling much longer. I'm taking it literally 1 month at a time. I'm under contract until January of next year, so we'll see what's happening. I do want to do more movies. I'm looking at a few different things, reality shows being one of them. I'm just trying to move on to the next season of my life. As far as wrestling goes, I've stayed away from the creative part of it. All these years, I just don't want to sit in on the meetings and babysit wrestlers and personalities and all that. But there are things I'd like to see happen in pro wrestling, and I may try to make it materialize. I don't know. His past use of steroids he spoke about, thankfully I've got smart somehow or another in 1990 and stopped taking steroids, totally stopped. A lot of the guys I ran with all those years continue to take steroids year after year. Those guys are having their knees and their hips replaced. I'm not saying everybody who gets their knees and their hips replaced took steroids. I just noticed that the guys who did that were too big, too bulky, too heavy, and the body couldn't handle it, and it took its toll. So that was my saving grace. But I was trained differently, and I train differently now. I'm actually doing pretty good for myself. A guy my age, I just turned 54, and I'm still hanging in there. I can move a little bit in the ring, but I can't do half the stuff I used to do. But I do get around. Lisa Marie Verone, the wrestler formerly known as Victoria and Tara, resurfaced at an indie event on Saturday in Marionette Park, Illinois, appearing for AAW Wrestling. She spoke on the microphone and attacked a wrestler known as Marcus Crane X. The official YouTube account of Ring of Honor has released a clip of Nigel McGuinness being confronted by Jimmy Jacobs. Slam Wrestling published a review of Friday's WWE live event at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, which featured World Heavyweight Alberto Del Rio versus CM Punk in a strap match. It was announced at the event that an episode of SmackDown will be taped at the venue on Tuesday, November 19th. So there's a spoiler alert for a future date for WWE. Fans have the opportunity to meet Hall of Famer announcer Jerry the King Lawler at Lakewood Blue Claws game. Well, that was yesterday, so I had a chance. At the First Energy Part 2 Stadium Way, Lakewood Township, New Jersey, as he's participating in an autograph signing beginning at 5 p.m. He promoted the appearance on Twitter by saying no mascot is safe from his clutches. WWE former superstar Trent Beretta spoke to Brandon Lewis of 1495 Sports at an Impact Championship Wrestling ICW. The Future Is Now show, where he notably says that his 5-year tenure with Vince McMahon's organization that ended in January was not enjoyable. Every indie show I do is so much different than what I did for the past 5 years in WWE. It's an opportunity to do whatever I want and have fun doing it all. As Beretta also said, because for 5 years I wasn't getting to have fun, I'm just really having a blast now. So I just look forward to every match, and I'll post a video link right here for that. Axel Rotten revealed on Twitter that Bully Ray's lawyer from Impact is OVW announcer Dean Hill. A hearing was scheduled yesterday in Nashville for TNA's lawsuit against Scott Steiner. TNA filed a lawsuit several months ago attempting to silence Steiner for disparaging things he said about the company, executives, and personalities on his Twitter account. Apparently, his account on Facebook has either been hacked or falsified. As his brother Rick Steiner said, that is not the true Scott Steiner. Former WWE superstar Jacques Rougeau recently filed a complaint after a man with a shotgun approached him and made threats on his life. Rougeau told Montreal's CKOI 96.9 radio station, "I have no enemies, at least not that I know of. I can tell you that I have not had a very good night." Following the official complaint, police have opened an investigation regarding the matter, as Rougeau is a former WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion. And also, "I'm not the Mountie," as his famous words were said. Impact Wrestling! Ronnie Lang and Atlas Security met Taz at the entrance to the building and informed him that Hulk Hogan won't allow him in the building tonight. Taz told Ronnie that he knows him. He's been knowing him for a long time, but Ronnie won't let Taz in. Mike Tenay and Jeremy Boris, welcome up to the show and bring us to the latest video from the Mystery Man, who says that August is here and we'll all know who he is by the end of the night. A-Double comes out to the ring as the fans chant his name, and Aries says it's good to know that they know his name. Aries focused on one thing, the TNA World Championship, and he wants to congratulate Chris Sabin on winning the title. But with that congratulations comes a warning. He is now the hunted. He knows what it's like to go from the X Division title to the World title, and Sabin is looking at the man who will win the BFG series and become the next World Champion. The fan spoke. And now for the first time on Spike TV, he will face AJ Styles, a match everybody has been dreaming about since he walked back into this company. Not just the fans are talking about this match, the wrestlers, the knockouts, the referees, everyone wants to see them go at it, and they're going to see it. It's a phenomenal one versus the common denominator of greatness, as he says, but Aries says it's AJ Styles, the man who carried Impact Wrestling on his back for a decade against Austin Aries, the man who will carry it on his back for the next decade. And if anyone out there has any doubts of what he says, he'll erase them tonight. Bobby Roode comes out and interrupts him for a chat with him. Off again, partner. And says he wants to talk about the nightmare he's been living since Aries beat him last year at Destination X. His life has been crap since that time. Everybody, including themselves, has forgotten Bobby Roode is capable of doing in this ring. He was the longest reigning, most dominant champion in the history of Impact Wrestling. He was the leader of the Selfish Generation, and damn it, he is the X Factor of professional wrestling. And starting tonight, the game is going to change, because Bobby Roode is going back to what brought him to the dance the first time. He'll do the things he did to become a world champion the first time around, And from here on out, the only thing that matters is winning back the TNA World title. And he'll prove that. It pays to be Rude. Aries will agree with everything Rude says, but he hopes Rude gets his mojo back and makes it to the finals of the BFG series so he can beat him again. Aries wishes Rude good luck and walks away as Hernandez comes out to the ring to face him. Rude jumps Hernandez on his way to the ring and they're off and running. This is a must-win as both men have yet to score any points in the BFG series. Rude beats Hernandez up around ringside. Hernandez begins working him over with power offense. He goes for the over-the-shoulder backbreaker, but Rude slips out the back and hits a spine buster. Then takes Hernandez outside and rams him into the ring steps. Rude then brings Hernandez back inside and nails him with a charging clothesline in the corner. Hernandez gives the cat to the top rope. Rude tries to stop him from hitting whatever Hernandez shoved him off, but Rude moved out of the way of a top rope splash and got Hernandez in the crippler crossface right in the middle of the ring. Hernandez gets free and lays Rude out, then goes up the ramp and sprints down for the flying shoulder block over the ropes. Hernandez goes for the border toss. Rude slips out and bumps the ref on his way down. The low blows Hernandez. And then rolls him up with a Tyson hand, but Hernandez kicked out at 2. Rude loses it and goes outside to grab a chair, slamming it into the steps before tossing it in the ring. The referee takes the chair away from him, but Rude pulls out a beer bottle from under the ring while the ref is getting rid of the chair and nails Hernandez with it and covers him for the win. Finally, his first point in this BFG series. Frankie Kazarian's backstage, and he's tweeting. Eric Young is backstage with ODB, and she's getting ready to get back in the ring. Joseph Park comes in with EY and says he has the way for Park to get back on the top of the mountain. EY hands Park a bag, and Park asks what's in it. EY just tells him to wear it tonight. Chris Sabin walks in on a maskless TJ Perkins and says how proud he is for him becoming the X Division champion. And Perkins talks about how he didn't accomplish a thing for 15 years until the Manic mask gave him new identity that brought him the X Division title. Sabin says that's why he's proud of him and why he wanted his first match to be with Manic. Because they are not the biggest or the baddest, but they have the heart that brought Perkins to the X Division title, and it brought Sabin to the world title. And Perkins better bring his best tonight, because Sabin damn sure will. One of those big ass limos with a monster truck tires pulls outside the building. Is the mystery man inside? We'll have to wait and see. Battle Glory Series match: Joseph Park versus Jay Bradley. Joseph Park comes out with EY and is wearing his gift. One of those smushy Golden Gloves headgear things. Bradley tries ramming Park's head into the top turnbuckle, but it doesn't hurt. He just goes pounding on the snout of Park the old-fashioned way instead. Bradley misses a running boot in the corner and Park rolls him up for a 2 count. But Bradley hits a second big boot attempt and drops a series of elbows for a 2 count. Park comes back with a series of clotheslines and goes for the second rope. Bradley drags Park down by the headgear, but Park gets a double leg and puts Bradley in a Boston Crab. Momentarily, Bradley makes it to the ropes, gets his boot up on a charge from Park, picks him up and hits a back suplex into a backbreaker. Bradley pulls the headgear off of Park and goes for the boomstick, but Park ducks and hits a Samoan drop for the win. Wow, Park's still in the red, but at least he's taking baby steps back. I think he's got like 3 points. Main Event Mafia is backstage, and Sting says that they've accomplished one of their missions. Bully Ray is no longer the TNA champion. Angle says the next thing is to make Aces and Eights an offer they can't refuse. Rampage Jackson says he came here for a fight, and Angle says he knew he liked him. TNA World Title match: Chris Sabin versus Manic was up next. Unlike when Sabin turned in the X Division title for a shot at the world title, Manic will walk out with both titles if he wins here tonight. They have a back and forth feeling out process to start off. They trade to take down attempts before winding up with a stalemate as they go to the first commercial. Manic caught Saban with a flying head scissors as they go to another commercial. He tries to begin his headstand in the corner, but Saban dumped him out to the floor, and when a fireman carried that attempt that missed, face first onto the ring apron. Then rolled him back inside and covered for a 2. Manic came back with flying head scissors and springboard drop kick off the apron. Then another one back inside and covered for a 2 count. Manic set out powerbomb for a 2, then goes up top where Saban nails him and hits a delayed superplex for a 2 count. Saban snaps off the diamond cutter and super kick to the face and hits the cradle shock for the win. Saban is successful in his first defense of the TNA World title, proving himself to still be the best X-Division wrestler in the process by beating the current champion. Bully Ray comes out of nowhere and attacks Saban from behind, beating on him with his chain while yelling that he told Saban he would have handed the title back. Bubba gives Manic a shot when he tries to help Saban, but that gives Saban an opening nail to nail Bubba and drive him out of the ring. Bubba stands at the top of the ramp yelling that it's him and Saban in a cage. We go back outside to the limo tank. It's a Hummer in the parking lot, but Taz walks up to it and says if Hogan won't let him be with his brothers tonight and wants to leave him out here in the heat, he'll show everyone Hogan's big surprise right now. Taz opens the limo door, laughs, and says, "Is this the guy that you've been talking about?" Tells the camera to look what's inside. We see it's a video of the ex-Wild GM computer. It's a silhouette, and we see inside the limo, which only contains a laptop playing the August 1st hype video. ODB was backstage and she's taking a swig of liquid courage. Probably the same one that her and Kurt Angle had earlier. Bad Influence will face each other next week in the Bound for Glory series, and they say that letting the fans make this match isn't bad influence, it's bad sense. Daniel says that he's undefeated and has 21 points. And poor Frankie is 0-3. But Frankie cuts him off and says not to be that guy. And he knows he is that guy, but not to be that guy with him. Daniel says he's not going just to give him those points. And Kazarian says he knows and dumps out Daniels, Appletini, and walks off. So, this reminds me of the NWO Scott Hall thing, you know what I mean? When he was doing the drinking, what have you. Daniels nods and goes, okay, and walks off in the other direction. Gail Kim versus ODB was up next. Gail shoves ODB, so ODB tackles her and beat her out to the rampway. ODB charges down the ramp and splashes Gail against the ropes. They go back inside. Gail nails her coming back in the ring and works her over with hard strikes. Gail with a clothesline for a 2, stops the low kisses to the fans and hits the running crossbody in the corner for a 2 count. ODB mount. They come back and hit the running power slam for a 2. He then kicks Gail into the ring post and follows her out to the floor. Gail drop toe holds ODB into the ring steps and pummels her with right hands until both girls get counted out. Well, the result of that match is a double count out. The bell doesn't stop Gail Kim from attacking ODB. She gets up and ODB comes raging back after her, and the brawl continues out ringside while officials try to separate them. AJ Styles is backstage and says that this dream match is a joke. He's not the dreamy-eyed kid he used to be. He's a greed-fueled man he became. Dream matches are BS, just like the one with Jeff Hardy was BS, because it's all about the top spot and the money that comes with it. This may be a dream match, but he's about to become Austin Aries' nightmare. Ace and X backstage, and Bully Ray says it. The Main Event Mafia has seen the Godfather one too many times. If they're planning to make an offer that they can't refuse, then tells his VP, Mr. Anderson, that it's up to him to take care of Aces and Eights. And we get a surprise from Brooke Hogan coming up to Bubba after the rest of them leave. And I bet she's joining Aces and Eights and asked Bubba if she wants to go under the bleachers. Actually, Bubba asked if she wants to go under the bleachers or if she's asking for the divorce she's never going to get. Brooke says that Mark should stop thinking like that because like the saying, happy wife, happy life goes. He should know that a happy ex-wife also makes for a happy life. She worked some unfavorable conditions into a contract for his match with Saban. It blows him a kiss and walks off as Mark is left wondering what that's all about. It's main event time. Bound for Glory Series. AJ Styles versus A Double. AJ and Aries go back and forth for a moment until they think they're going in different directions. They hit head to head on a blown botched spot. Aries staggered out of the ring, up the ramp, takes a breather, and then comes back inside, and they go back and forth again until AJ goes for the calf killer. Aries blocks the move and rolls AJ into a banana split. AJ rolls out of that, and we're back to a neutral. They go out to the floor where Aries got some good shots in and comes off the top rope with a double axe handle, and he rolls AJ back inside and goes up top, and AJ drop kicks Aries to the floor. AJ comes over the top and wipes Aries out with a dive as we go to commercial. Back in the ring, back for a commercial, as AJ drills Aries with a nice drop kick and then stops to scowl at the crowd. AJ folds Aries in half with a dragon suplex and then locks him in a chin lock. But Aries got free and knocked AJ silly with a big left hand. AJ blocked the brain buster, but so Aries gets a backslide for a 2 count. AJ back drops Aries to the ring apron, and Aries lands on his feet and hits a neck breaker over the ropes. Then comes off the top with a missile drop kick. Aries hits the IED, puts AJ on the top rope with AJ desperately trying to fight him off with knee strikes. Aries tries to hit a brain buster off the top, but AJ landed on his feet and turned it into a neck breaker off the top for a 2 count. Aries avoided the springboard 450, hit several knee strikes to the face, then AJ in the last chancery. AJ gouged Aries in the face and counters into the calf killer, but AJ cross-faces his way out and hits the brain buster. But they're too tired. He's too tired to hook the leg, and AJ barely gets his shoulder up at 2. Aries goes for the 450. AJ gets his knees up. AJ tries to clothesline Aries over the top rope, but Aries doesn't quite make it over and rolls underneath the ramp instead. AJ goes for a springboard something, but Aries shakes the ropes and hangs AJ up. Then tries the brain buster on the ramp. AJ reverses momentum and hits the gourd buster and tries for a style slash on the ramp, but Aries drops AJ off the ramp and hits the floor with an audible thud. Aries told the referee to count, then shoves him out of the way so he can hit a dive through the ropes. AJ sidesteps and then sends Aries crashing face first into the steps, leading up the ramp. And they both barely beat the count back in. They trade shots in the middle of the ring. AJ connects with a flurry, but Aries drills him with a big elbow, suplexes him right on his head, and AJ responds with a Pele kick. They both go down and each has an arm over the other. But Aries has the presence of mind to roll the shoulder just before the 3, and it's enough for the pinfall win. So A Double wins and gets points. Main Event Mafia shown backstage, and they're walking. We'll find out what their offer to Aces and Eights is next. Main Event Mafia come out to the ring, and Sting says they will want to get their hands on Aces and Eights, and will do that by giving them an offer that they can't refuse. Mr. Anderson brings out Aces and Eights as well. He says that they know the Main Event Mafia likes to fight dirty, but so do they, and they're not going anywhere. Angle says in that case, it'll be hardcore justice for Bully Ray on August 15th. But also for the rest of them, because they want a 5-on-5 match, and the loser of the fall will be out of TNA forever. Aces and Eights rushes the ring, and the two sides brawl. Main Event Mafia fights them off. And Anderson says that they've got their match. Suddenly the lights hit, and he goes out when dramatic music plays, and out of the back comes MMA legend Tito Ortiz. Okay, great. More non-wrestlers. Everyone looks scared except for Rampage Jackson as he shoots Ortiz dirty looks. As Ortiz shoots scary looks as well back at him. And then they end the show at that point. Next week's spoilers for Impact Wrestling on August the 8th. Thanks to Kurt Zamora and PW Insider for the brief results. That's much, a little bit more than just a brief result. Okay, Bully Ray has a promo with Chris Sabin about the cage match at Hardcore Justice. Brooke Hogan came out with a contract and said if Bully loses, he'll never get another title match, just like the Sting match a couple months ago. Jeff Hardy defeated Samoa Joe in about a Bound for Glory Series match. I believe Mr. Anderson distracted Joe from the announce table, but I'm not sure. Mr. Anderson defeated Magnus in the Bound for Glory Series after Bobby Roode came out and hit Anderson with a chair, and they disqualified Magnus. Tito Ortiz came out for a promo. Angle interrupted him to tell him that he respected him. Bully Ray then came out and said that he didn't respect either of them. A very dumb segment. James Storm, Gunner, and ODB defeated Bromance and Mickey James. We get Gail Kim attacking ODB afterwards, and then Mickey got a cheap shot as well afterwards. Chaz and Daniels went to a double count out on purpose. Another dumb finish. Then Roode came back out and announced a new faction with them three. Because that's what TNA needs. Chris Sabin and Kurt Angle defeated Team 3D in a typical TNA move. Sting came out with Sabin and got the far best pop of the night. But of course, just a swerve for Angle to come from behind. Half of the crowd left because of this. And the tapings were brutal pace. So bad, sent through for hours. It's a miracle that he made it through it. Thanks for viewing, and peace out.